Are you excited?
Me?
Yeah.
Are we live?
Uh-huh.
Yes.
I have a student today. I have somebody to talk to today.
Yes, you do.
Mm-hmm. This is somebody to laugh at my jokes.
My wife's a yoga teacher, which means I do yoga.
It's good for you, right?
It's very good for me.
As you're coming in, please say hello. We'll get started in just a minute or so. I do have some requests today. Some people sent me some requests. Let me tell you. Here are my requests. I'm looking for them. Shoulders, hips, chest. Yeah, that's what I've got. If anybody else has any requests, just put them in the comments and I'll work them in. So for those of you who don't know Jim, it's my husband.
Hi.
He's going to do the class with us today, so I have somebody to talk to, somebody to cue, which will be nice. Hello, Natasha and Lisa and Joe and Julia. Thank you for coming. Okay, so we're going to get started. Jim, come down onto your back.
Okay.
Bring the soles of your feet to the ground, knees facing the sky, and then arms can come out next to you, palms up, receiving energy. So settle in and give yourself some space to soften into the earth. Give yourself a moment to land. And start to deepen the breath. Slowing down the inhalation, filling up all the way through the diaphragm. And then exhaling completely, emptying everything and softening. Softening where you're holding tension. Start to scan your body. Notice where you're tight. Notice where you've been gripping and holding on. And give yourself permission to let go and to be supported by the earth for the next hour. Take one hand and slide it onto your heart, one hand just above your belly button, letting your elbows rest by your sides. See if you can feel the rise and fall of your chest, the rise and fall of your belly. And then set your intention for today's practice. And seal it in with a deep breath in and a full breath out. One more time, breath in through the nose. Take an open mouth sigh. Stay right there on your back and start to bring your knees in towards your chest. Take some circles. Press your low back into the ground here. And then plant the left foot down on the mat and take the right leg up high. Flex your foot and start to take some movement through your ankle. Testing and living and learning. I think that music's too loud. And then we'll go into a figure 4, crossing the right ankle over the left thigh. You can leave your left foot down on the ground, or you can start to draw your left knee in towards you. But check in with your neck. Make sure your head is still released and relaxed onto the earth. If you need more sensation in the outer right hip, you can draw the left knee in closer to you. And if that's too intense, you can drop the foot down towards the ground or bring it onto a block or a book. And then keep that figure 4 bind and drop both legs over to the left. So we're going to let the sole of the right foot come to the ground, left knee comes down, and you can take your left hand and push your right knee away from you if you'd like. See if you can drop your right shoulder down to the earth. Your nose can face the sky. And then come back to neutral. We're going to uncross the leg, plant the right foot, and send the left leg up high. Interlace your fingers behind your thigh, or maybe your calf, or maybe even your ankle. And then take some movement in the ankle, lubricating the joint, pointing and flexing, wiggling toes. And we'll start to come into figure 4, crossing ankle over thigh, option to leave the right foot on the ground, option to pull the knee in towards you. Again, cultivating sensation in the outer left hip this time. So sometimes I've had people tell me that they don't know the difference between sensation, discomfort, and pain. And clearly we're not looking for pain in yoga. So if there's a sharpness or a heat, you want to back off. And then we'll drop the right foot down and take the twist, dropping both legs over to the right. Sole of the left foot will come down, and you can take your right hand and push the left knee away. Relax your left shoulder down. Make sure you're breathing. And then coming back to neutral, pull the knees in one more time, and we're going to rock up to a seated position. So you can take a few rocks along your spine if you'd like to, or just one. And then we're going to sit in a cross-legged position, sitting up tall. You can take a blanket. Hand me that blanket. Mm-hmm. If your spine is rounding, you can take a blanket and just fold it a few times. Any blanket will do. And then you'll have a little shelf, and you can set your hips right on that shelf with your knees coming forward so that your knees are coming down below your hips. You can also do that with a block or a book. So sitting up tall, we're going to reach up high to the sky, interlace your fingers over your head, flip your palms, get nice and tall, lift, lift, lift up, and then find a back bend here. Open your heart a little bit. Exhale, round your spine. Take your palms towards me. Seated cat-cow. So as you inhale, lift up, come all the way up, broaden your collarbone. And as you exhale, round your spine, palms towards me. Do that a couple more times. It's a big inhalation to find your cow, and an exhalation to find your cat. One more time. Lift and round. Come back up. This time we're going to float the right arm down and take the left arm up and over the head. And we'll switch sides. Inhale, center. Exhale, reach. One more time each side. Try to keep both hips planted, encouraging length through the side body. Switching, inhale through center, exhaling to reach. Come back to neutral. This time we'll take our hands behind our back, interlace your fingers, palms together, elbows straight, squeeze your shoulder blades together and lift your chin. Come a little deeper into that back bend. And then let it go. Come back to a neutral spine. We're going to move the block out from under us and make our way onto hands and knees, coming into table pose. So as you come into your table pose, bring your knees right under your hips. shoulders right over your wrists. And we'll take some cat-cows now from this position. So drop the belly down, look up for your cow, and then find your cat around the spine. Do that twice more with your breath, an inhalation through cow, and exhalation through cat. One more time. And cat. And then come back to a neutral spine. Let's just stretch the wrists out a little bit. I know everybody's been hunching and typing. So we're going to take the fingertips, and if it feels accessible, make the fingertips face your body. So flipping your hands all the way around. If that hurts, you can take your fingertips so that they're pointing out in opposite directions, a little less intensity. And then if you need a little more intensity here, you can slightly shift your hips back towards your heels. And that'll let you stretch through your wrists a little bit. And then back to neutral, flip the palms back over. This time we're going to step just the right foot back, come onto the ball of the right foot, press into the right heel, sway back and forth. And then we're going to float the foot up, ankle in line with the hip, and if you'd like to add the left hand, reach forward. Thumb faces the sky. Send your gaze down to your mat and see if you can find stillness for 3 breaths. One more breath in and out. Let's drop the hand down and then the knee. Good. Shake out your tail. We'll do that on the other side. Left foot steps back. Find length through the calf. Go back and forth on your toe. And then coming to stillness, we'll float the foot up. Option to add the right hand, reaching forward, thumb up. Finding your balance, engaging your core a bit to help for 3 breaths. Drop the right hand down, bring the left knee down. Good, shake out your tail a little bit. Now we're gonna tuck our toes under and start to hover the shins up just a few inches from the mat. So toes are under, shins hover, press into the palms. And then as you exhale, start to send the knees down towards the mat, but don't let the knees touch. Inhale, lift up about 6 inches. Exhale, drop and hover. One more time, lift. Drop and hover. This time, slowly straighten your knees, down dog. Pedal your feet out. Take some movement. Sway your hips. And then we're going to press into plank and find a nice strong plank. Make sure you walk your hands forward so that your shoulders are over your wrists and your heels are over the balls of your feet. Exhale, hips to sky, down dog. Do that a few more times. Come forward on your inhalation, find your strong plank. And as you exhale, find your down dog. One more time with your breath. Good, come to stillness here, come up onto the balls of your feet, and as you exhale, sink the heels down a little bit. We're gonna start tiptoeing feet to hands. We're gonna come into a forward fold. So step out a little wider than your hips and take ragdoll, opposite elbows and opposite hands. Let the crown of your head drop. You can bend your knees here if you need to. Try not to lock your knees. Move the goat out of the way a little bit. And then release your hands to the mat. Start walking your feet right under your hips. We're going to come all the way up, reaching fingertips to the sky. Come all the way up. And then bring your hands together at your heart. Find your mountain pose. Roll your shoulders down away from your back a few times. Get nice and tall and bring weight equally into both feet. Inhale, reach up. Exhale, dive down, soft knees. Inhale, lengthen halfway, flat back. Exhale, fold. Let's do that again. Come all the way up on the inhalation. As you exhale, dive down. Lengthen halfway to prepare. And then fold. One more time. Inhale, lift. Exhale, lower. Lengthen halfway. And fold. We're going to step one foot and then the other foot back to our high plank. So come into your high plank. Both knees come down to the mat for half chaturanga. So lower to your belly, pulling the elbows into the ribs, come all the way down. Inhale, baby cobra. Exhale, forehead to mat. Do that again. Peel the head, the neck, the chest. Forehead to mat. One more time, little baby cobra, keeping the elbows tucked in. Forehead to mat. And then use the strength in your arms to press back to a child's pose. Toes together, knees apart, hips come all the way back. Bring your forehead down and breathe. Coming back up onto hands and knees. Find your way back to your downward facing dog, tucking your toes, lifting your hips high. Look to the top of the mat. We're going to step one foot, then the other foot forward. Lengthen halfway when you arrive. Exhale to fold. Inhale to rise, reach up. Exhale to fold. Inhale to lengthen halfway. Exhale to fold. High plank, one foot at a time. And then it's up to you. If you'd like to go through flow, a vinyasa flow, you can take your flow, or you can come directly to down dog. We'll meet in down dog. I'll take half chaturanga. Two breaths here. And then look to the top of the mat, bring feet to hands. Lengthen halfway and fold. Let's do that again. One breath, one movement. Come up, dive down, lengthen halfway, and fold. Go through your flow. Meet me in down dog. Two breaths here. And then we'll do that again, looking to the top of the mat, soft knees, feet to hands. Lift to lengthen, exhale to fold. One more time, rising up, folding. Lengthen halfway. Exhale, hinge. Go through your flow or step back into down dog, your choice. Look to the top of the mat, feet to hands. Lengthen halfway and fold. This time we're going to sweep into our chair pose. Be kind to your knees here, be kind to your shoulders. So come down as far as you need to feel sensation with no pain in your knees. Make sure you're breathing. Let's bring our hands to our heart. Reaching forward, we're going to twist to the right. You can take your left elbow to the outside of your right thigh, or you can come to an open arm twist, keeping your chair legs. Inhale, exhale. One more breath in and out. Coming back through center, straighten the knees forward, fold, let it go. Inhale, chair pose. Come back into that chair. Hands come back to the heart. Reach forward on the inhalation and twist to the left this time. Tuck your elbow or open your arms, either way. Breathe in and out. Twice more, in, out. One more time. Come back through center. Exhale, forward fold. Shake it out. You okay? Was that too much?
No, that's good.
Okay. Inhale, lift halfway. Exhale, just fold here. Come all the way back up. Big breath in. And then let it go as you fold. Lengthen halfway. Fold in half one more time. Step back, high plank. From your high plank, decide how you'd like to come to down dog. You don't have to flow every time. You can, but you want to be kind to your shoulders and to your toes and to your joints.
And to your husband.
And to your husband. This time the right foot floats up. Inhale. Take the right knee to the right elbow. Exhale. Do that again. Inhale, send it back. Knee to elbow. One more time. Send it back. This time let's step it through and find warrior one. Rise up. Press into both feet. Square your hips. You can take your hands to your hips and swivel the left hip forward, right hip back. Relax the shoulders away from the ears. Next time you exhale, let's come to cactus arms. Open the heart, lift the chin. Inhale, lift up, warrior one. Exhale, cactus arms. Do it again, warrior one. Cactus arms. This time take it up, and then we're going to take the hands behind the back, interlace the fingers, lift the chest, lift the chin, long spine, humble warrior, drop it down. Look at your back foot. You can have your fist down at your low back, or you can start to lift your fist towards the front of the room. Let's come back up. With control, keep your warrior one feet. Bring your hands up high. Bring your hands to your heart. This time we're going to straighten the front knee. Step the back foot in a little ways. Come into 2 lanes of traffic with your feet. We're going to set up for intense leg stretch. So swiveling the left hip forward, right hip back. You're going to take your left hand to your left hip. Take your right arm up and over your head. Lengthen through your spine as you exhale. Reach, 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 reach forward. Get as long as you can, and then fold. And you can bring your hands here to blocks or to books. As you inhale, think about lengthening. And as you exhale, fold a little bit more. Lengthen.
As far as it's going to go.
And fold. And then we can take this into revolve triangle. Can I borrow one of your blocks? I like to take a block to the inside of the front foot. Plant your left palm, take your right hand to your right hip, and then you can start to open. Shoulder over shoulder. Lengthen on the inhalation and rotate on the exhalation. Drop the hands down to frame the front foot. We're going to come to standing splits. You can use your block here, starting to peel the left heel up, finding balance on the right foot. Let's take some squats. We've been doing that lately. So as you exhale, bring the left knee behind the right knee. Point the left toe and look forward. Look to the top of your mat. Come down a little lower. Good. Inhale, send it up. Standing splits, drop your head. Exhale, squat, knee behind knee. Do that one more time. Inhale, send it up. Exhale, squat here and hold it. Hold it. If you want to, you can take your palms together at your heart for balance. Breathing, or you can keep your hands down if that's more accessible. And then drop the hands down back to standing splits. Big breath in. Drop the left foot down, low lunge, coming onto the ball of the left foot. You can bring blocks under the hands here. Sway back and forth on the back toe. And then we're going to drop the back knee, untuck the back toe, and walk the hands up to the right thigh. Slide into your left hip flexor. Bring your palms together at your heart. Reach it forward. And then twist. Bring your thumbs to your breastbone, and if you want to intensify, you can tuck the back toe under, lift the back knee up, or you can leave the back knee down. Come back through center, reach hands high to the sky. Exhale, plant the palms to frame the front foot and come into half splits. Walk your hands back, straighten your front knee and come onto the heel of your right foot. You can bring blocks under your hands here. Lengthen your spine as you inhale, and as you exhale, fold over your extended leg. Start to walk your hands back to frame your front foot. Tuck your back toe, lift your back knee. We're gonna step into plank. Side plank, left hand under the nose, tilt your heels to the left and peel your right arm up. Feel free to drop your bottom knee down if that's helpful. And then take your top hand and reach it up and over your head. Release the palm to the mat and come to child's pose. Good opportunity to appreciate the stillness of this pose, to tap back into the breath. And then we're going to turn to face the other way, Jim.
Okay.
We're going to come back up to downward facing dog. You don't have to flip. We're flipping so that I'm still facing you. So coming onto hands and knees, tuck your toes under, lift your hips high. Find your down dog. This time your left leg will float up nice and easy on the inhalation. Bring the left knee to the left elbow as you exhale. With control, with control. Do it again. Inhale, send it back. Exhale, knee to elbow. Let's do that one more time. Send it back. This time stepping through. Find your warrior one. Rise. Take a moment to settle in, to feel the roots growing from the bottoms of your feet. Next time you exhale, open the heart, cactus arms. Inhale, lift. Exhale, cactus. Once more, lift. And cactus. This time we're going to lift. Take hands behind the back, interlace the fingers. Lift the chest, lift the chin, open through the heart, and then come down for your humble warrior. Long spine, drop your head. Pull yourself back up to neutral. Keep your feet right where they are. Warrior one. Exhale, hands come to the heart. Straighten just the front knee. Let's step the back foot in a little bit. Setting up for pyramid pose. Square your hips towards the top of your mat. And then take the right hand to the right hip and send the left arm up high. Start to reach forward as you exhale. Get as much length as you can through your spine. And then come to your pyramid. Use blocks under your hands if that's appropriate. Lengthening on the inhalation. Folding on the exhalation. Let your head and neck drop. Starting to take this into revolve triangle, right hand to the inside of the left foot. Use a block here if you'd like, or a book, a stack of books. And then left hand can come to the left hip. You don't have to rotate open all the way, but you can. You can start sending the left arm up, drawing the left shoulder over the right shoulder. Continue with that pattern of lengthening on the inhalation and twisting on the exhalation. A rotation through your spine. And then drop the left hand down. We're going to make our way to standing splits. So blocks or books under the hands if you'd like to. Take the right heel up. Drop your head. Keep a little bend in your standing knee and try to keep your hips square. Both hips in one plane. Squatting, knee behind knee. Point your right toe and look up. Inhale, standing splits. Exhale to squat. Do that one more time. Standing splits. We're going to come to our Shiva squat and hold it. Looking at the top of your mat. If you want to work on balance, you can bring your palms together. And then come back to your standing splits. Breath in. As you exhale, drop the right toes down. Low lunge. Make sure you walk the left foot up so the left knee is right over the left ankle. And then find length in your spine. Drop the back knee and tuck the back toe. We're going to sweep up, hands to the sky. Palms together at your heart. Inhale, reach it forward. Exhale, find your twist. Thumbs to the breastbone. Option to tuck the back toe, lift the back knee if you want to intensify. And then drop the knee down if it's up. Come back through center, reach for the sky. Exhale, hands come down, half splits. Start to straighten the front knee. Walk your hands back and extend your torso over your left leg. Come back through center. Plant your palms, tuck your back toe, lift your back knee, plank pose. Side plank, ready? Right hand under the nose, tip your hips, and reach. Feel free to drop your knee or take another variation. You could do tree leg. You could take star pose. And then when you're ready for child's, we'll meet in child's. Let's come back to our down dog. You feel warmed up? How was the warm up?
That was the warm-up.
Just kidding. Come back to down dog. We're coming back to down dog. Let's start to walk the feet forward. We're going to come into our forward fold, taking toe hold this time. Fingers, forefingers and thumbs to the big toe. Bend your knees locked if you need to do that to make the connection, and then send your elbows in opposite directions. Enjoy this inversion. Enjoy being upside down. Release the bind, soften your knees, come all the way up to standing. And then as you exhale, forward fold again. Inhale, lengthen halfway. Exhale, fold here. Let's step the left foot back. We're going to come into warrior 2 foot pattern and then press right up to warrior 2. Press into the front knee. Bring the front knee over the front ankle. And then gaze over your front fingertips. Press into the back foot. Soften the shoulders away from the ears. We're going to take eagle arms here. So slide the right arm under the left arm and find your eagle, or you can grab opposite shoulders here, right? Take your elbows up towards your nose. And then as you exhale, we're going to find humble warrior. The right shoulder is going to come down to the inside of the right knee. Maybe your fingertips touch the ground. Keep your feet planted. Use the strength in your legs and your torso to pull yourself back up and find warrior 2 again. Flip your front palm, come to peaceful warrior, and then straighten your front knee. Keep reaching your right fingertips back, find that length through the side body, and then we'll transition to triangle pose. Reaching your right fingertips forward, left hip back. Open your heart. Come back through center. There's a giant bug right there. I'm sorry. It's a giant bug right there. It's a live stream. Thank you. Come back to warrior 2. Look over your front fingertips. Did you get it?
It just jumped on your foot.
go, let it go. Now it's far away. Yeah.
Ahimsa.
Ahimsa. Flip your front palm. Peaceful warrior. We're jumping back. Let's come all the way around. Frame your front foot. Come onto the ball of the back foot. Low lunge. Let's step it back to plank. Hold your plank. We're going to come down onto forearms. Forearm plank. Bring your shoulders right under your, your elbows right under your shoulders. And then we're going to come to dolphin pose. Start tiptoeing your feet in towards your face. Shift your weight into your forearms. Swim back and forth on your toes a little bit. And then take a few breaths here. If you want to intensify a little bit, you can float one foot up, right foot up to the sky. Maybe send it down. Other side. And we will meet in child's pose when you're finished playing with your dolphin pose. And then come back up onto hands and knees and find your way back into downward facing dog. Start to walk your feet towards your hands. We're going to come back into our forward fold at the top of the mat. This time, gorilla pose, sliding your hands under your feet so the palms of your hands are in contact with the soles of your feet. Again, bending your knees here as much as you'd like. Relaxing your head, relaxing your face. And then release your hands. Soften your knees, come all the way up. Reach up high. Exhale, forward fold, come right back down. Lift up halfway and fold. This time we're going to step the right foot back. Coming onto the ball of the right foot. Spin the right foot to 90 degrees and find your warrior two. Take a moment to settle in. Relax your shoulders and your face. Eagle arms, left arm slides under right or opposite shoulders and opposite hands. And then lift up, find a little tiny back bend as you hinge forward, come to humble warrior. Use the strength in your legs to pull yourself back up, warrior two. Inhale as you flip your front palm, come to your peaceful warrior. And then straighten your left knee and keep reaching back with your left fingertips. Now reach forward for your triangle pose. No cricket on this side so far. And then come back up to neutral. Let's come back to warrior two. Bend into the front knee. Flip your front palm and bring your arms around to frame your front foot. We're going to come back into our plank pose. Staying here for a breath. One more breath. Down dog, hips to sky. Let's find our child's pose. From child's pose, taking a little twist, left arm slides under your body. Come onto your left shoulder and your left temple. And then we'll do the same thing on the other side. Right arm reaches under the body, coming up to the right shoulder and the right temple. And then coming back through center, we're going to make our way back up onto hands and knees and work on our crow pose. I had a request for crow today. So lots of things we can do in crow to help facilitate the pose. One of those things is keeping your toes planted. That'll help with getting you into the crow shape without worrying about tipping. So you plant your palms, spread your fingers wide, and then toes together, bring your knees up super high so they're pretty much in your armpits because the knees will slide down. Once your knees are up high, bend into the elbows and start to shift forward, but don't worry about picking your toes up. So shift forward more than you think you need to. You might feel like you're going to fall. There's your shape. There's your crow shape. Then maybe you want to lift one toe or the other toe. Maybe you want to play with that idea of lifting both toes. Play with it. Bring a blanket in front of your head. Bring a block under your forehead. See what you have today. Pull the heels up. We'll meet in child's when you're finished playing with your crow. Take a few more breaths here to play and experiment if you want to. And then we'll come back to our down dog. This time we're going to walk our hands to the back of the mat, forward fold at the back of the mat. Bend your knees, roll up slowly. Bring your hands to your heart. Mountain pose. Take a moment to settle into your mountain. And we'll work on some balance. So plant your right foot. I'll turn towards you. And bring your left knee in towards you. And find your tree. You can have a low tree. You can have a high tree. A lot of us will have a wobbly tree. And then option to take your hands behind your back, grab opposite wrists or opposite elbows behind your back. Keep the knee, the left knee pointed out towards the side of the room. And then draw the left knee back in, interlace your fingers at your left shin and pull the knee in towards you. Pull, 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 and then set it down. We're gonna switch sides to shake it out. Plant the left foot, bringing the left knee in towards you, find your tree. Bring your hands to your heart. Once you settle in, if you feel like taking opposite elbows or opposite wrists behind your back, you can try that. Maybe going in non-habitual pattern, bringing the opposite forearm on top. Hands come back to center. Knee comes into the chest. Interlace your fingers at your shin and pull, pull, pull the right knee in towards you. And then drop it down. Great, shake it out a little bit. So we're at the back of our mat now. Plant your feet, reach up high. Exhale to fold. Inhale to lengthen halfway. Exhale to fold. Walk your hands forward, paw your way forward. Find your plank pose. And then from plank pose, lift just your right toes up. Come to a three-limbed plank. Lift, lift, lift. Now take the right knee to the right elbow, hold it, and set the shin down for a pigeon pose. You know you can come onto your back for figure 4 here. You can also take a prop, a blanket or a bolster or a book under your right hip if your hips don't feel square. Then look back and extend through your leg, extend through your back leg, and you can stay on your palms here. But if you'd like a little more intensity, you can come down onto forearms or even forehead. onto your palms and make your way back to down dog from wherever you are. So if you're in pigeon, you can tuck your back toe, lift your back knee, and make your way back to downward facing dog. Pedal it out. If you want to go through a flow in between sides, you can press forward and do that. And then coming back to your plank, align yourself, align your joints, and send the left leg floating. Left knee touches left elbow with control. Pigeon. And you don't have to be even on both sides. You can flip over into figure 4 or take the pinwheel version of this posture if it feels better. And then decide if you'd like to fold. Coming back up onto palms when you're ready. Come into your final down dog of the practice. So once you come into your last down dog, if you want to take another flow, you can do that. You can move through the hips a little bit, pedal through the feet. And then we're going to come onto our bellies together. So come forward and then lower down however you'd like to come onto your belly. And then once you're on your belly, make a little pillow with your hands. Bring one cheek to your hand pillow and bend your knees, tick-tock your knees back and forth. And then we're going to work our way into Sphinx pose. I'm going to move back a little so you can see me. You're going to have your video production quality. You're going to have your forearms in front of you and your elbows maybe a little in front of your shoulders, planting your palms. Lift your chest, and if this feels too intense on your low back, you can step your arms out a little wider. So now take your forearms and press them down and away from you as if you're trying to pull the mat out from under you by pressing the mat with your forearms. As you breathe in, oh, you're going to face this way. Yeah. As you breathe in, feel your belly push into the earth. And as you breathe out, let everything empty. And then make your little pillow again. Bring your opposite cheek down. Bend your knees. Tick-tock back and forth. Bring the feet back down, hip width apart. This time we're going to slide our hands right by our ribs, elbows poking up. Forehead to the mat. Inhale, give me a little baby cobra. And then you can stay here or you can start to straighten your elbows for cobra pose, keeping your knees down and your shins down. Don't straighten your elbows if it doesn't feel right. You can stay down low for baby cobra. And one more breath here. And then come all the way down. One cheek to the mat, bend the elbow, bend the knees, tick-tock, tick-tock. And then we'll come back up onto hands and knees, and I'll turn to the side. We're going to take cat pose. So come into your cat pose. And this time from cat pose, send your hips back towards your heels. Keep that cat shape in your spine, really lengthening through the low back here. And then make your way into a seated position. Bringing the soles of the feet together. Sit up nice and tall. And we'll take our butterfly. So tuck your chin to your chest, round your spine, and relax your neck. Roll back up to neutral. Send your legs out in front of you. Soles of the feet to the ground. Reach out. Navasana. Lean back. You're welcome to lift one toe or both toes or no toes. Find your boat pose. Soften your shoulders. You can have wide arms. You can have hands at heart center. And then when you're ready, you can float your feet down. Scoot your hips forward a little bit. We're going to come all the way down onto our backs. So come all the way down. Pull your knees in towards your chest. Take that movement just like we did at the beginning of our practice. And then take both knees and tip them over to the left. You can bring a block under your knees here. If you need a little more support, you can take your left hand and press it down on your right thigh a little bit as you rotate your right shoulder down to the ground. Other side, come back to neutral, tip both knees to the right. You can use your right hand to give yourself a little assist and drop your left shoulder down to the ground. And then back to a neutral spine. Pull the knees in, and we'll take waterfall pose. So once your back feels neutralized, you can send your legs up to the sky. Tailbone stays planted. If you have any blood pressure issues, leave your feet on the ground. If this feels too intense on your hamstrings, you can have your shins parallel to the sky. Otherwise, you're going to float your feet up, keep your knees soft, and imagine that your heels are resting on the wall in front of you. Relax your torso and your shoulders and your face. And start to slowly bend your knees and float your feet back down to the earth. Step your feet out nice and wide and let the knees rock from side to side, all the way to one side and then all the way to the other side. And then pull your knees in towards you one more time. And if you like Happy Baby, you can take Happy Baby. You can also grab in Happy Baby pose, you can grab onto your ankles or your calves. It doesn't have to be the outside edges of your feet. And so what I've been doing with virtual Shavasana is I've been getting you into Shavasana and then leaving you in your final pose so that you can decide how long you'd like to stay. As you know, it's a really important pose. So I encourage you to stay as long as you'd like. Traditionally, it's 10% of class, so it would be 6 minutes for us, but of course you can stay longer. And as you come back up out of Shavasana, rise up with this feeling of gratitude for your practice and gratitude for having the opportunity to practice today. So coming onto your back, you can let your feet flop open. You can let your palms face the sky. If you'd like to put a block or bolsters or a blanket under your knees, you're welcome to do that. And then take a final scan of your physical body. See if there's anywhere physical that you can release gripping. See if you can let go of any unneeded or unwanted thoughts. And give yourself permission to rest mind and body. Have a great Saturday.